I'll be demoing a recent app that we built, which is called Yana. So I'll walk you through some of the features of Yana and talk a little bit about the technicalities and the architecture that we use to build this application. So Yana is a chatbot that accepts questions from the user and then responds with rich information through the means of cards. Now, to start with, I'm just going to walk you through the layout of the app. So you can see that we have the app here. So this is a web app, and we have the header here. We have the message display area, and then we have the input area where the user can type in the input. When you load the app or when you log into the app, Yana welcomes you and looks forward to receiving a question from you. So, for instance, if I want some information about an entity in a university, I can go ahead and type that question. So, for instance, in this case, I'm going to try to look for some information about libraries. I'm going to type in this question: where is the library? And hit enter. And you can see that it responds back with the information about a specific library inside that university, which is the Zayed library in this case. It also gives the location of that library with the coordinates and some other information here. Along with that, it also gives what we call as follow-ups or nudges, wherein you can select one of these to get more information or more contextual information about the library here. So for instance, if I go ahead and click this follow-up, which is instructions to getting library clearance, it's going to respond back saying it needs a few more information, and it also presents another follow-up. Now, if I click on this, it gives me the contact information of the library, such as the timings of the library and so forth. So let me go ahead and click on this. There we go. So you can see that the specific information, depending on the type of it, we display it in different cards. So in this case, we call this a timing card, which displays information about the library's clearance timings from Monday to Sunday, and the timings related to that. Now, the other information that we received about this library, we call this as the location card, where we display the location information or contact information of the library. Similarly, there is a possibility that I can get multiple cards like this. So for instance, if I type in where is the ATM, it gives me information about all the ATMs in multiple cards. So the first ATM that we see here is ATM 7053. And if I just scroll across, I can see more ATM information. So this is ADCB ATM, and then we have one more, and so forth. If I want to view this in full screen, I can just click on this. It pops out into a full screen, and I can scroll through all the different cards that I have here. So similar to this, there are different cards depending on the different types of information, which I'm not going to talk much about, but I want to get into the technical aspects of it. Now, before I get into the technical aspects, I just want to highlight a couple of other things, which is we have a menu here which allows me to switch the theme. So for instance, for example, if I want to change from the light theme to the dark theme, I can just go ahead and select that, and you can see that the dark theme is activated. So this is one of the other features that we've built into this. Now, just to talk a little bit about the architecture, what we've done is we've built a single page application on the front end for the web. and we've integrated with the backend, which gives us the necessary information. So from the front end or from the web app, we send the question along with other relevant details and uh, through REST APIs, and the backend is going to give us the response back in a JSON format, in the JSON data format, and we take that format and then we display that as per uh, the requirements. So to talk a little bit more about the overall architecture, what we've done is we've built the front end piece as a single page application, like I said. The backend is a Node.js app, which connects with IBM Watson, where the data models are defined and the entities and intents, basically. And the data flows from the web front end to the Node.js app in the backend, which will then interact with IBM Watson to get the necessary information. Now, on the front end itself, we've made use of React, Redux Saga, Material UI, and Immer to build this sort of rich and fluid user experience. Uh, what we've also done is we've abstracted these cards into multiple components. So, for instance, we have this question um, which we have built as a component. We also have the description of a response, which is another component. And then we have a card, which is a generic component. But based on the information and the response that we get from the backend, we determine what type of card we need to render. So, for instance, if it's a location card, we're going to render the location card here, if, location card here, and if it's a timing response, we render the timing card. Along with that, we also have share options. So, for instance, I can share the details about uh, a response or a card via email, and we also have like and dislike options. So that's pretty much a quick summary of what Yana is and the technologies that we have used. Thank you.